Hey, what if I told you that the way you love, react, trust, and cope today has less to do with the person you became and more to do with the child who learned to survive? Today, we're going somewhere brave, healing the parent wound. And no, this isn't about blaming parents. What it's really about is about understanding how the patterns we grew up with still echo inside of us, shaping our relationships, our confidence, and the way we see ourselves. So let's go slow, let's be gentle, but let's go deep, and let's get started. Welcome to the Catalyst Podcast. I'm your host, Jason. You can catch us on all your favorite platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can also listen to our episodes on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and our home at Podbean. Remember, folks, we want to hear from you. So if you're interested in being a guest or a contributor, reach out to us at catalystmotivationpodcast@gmail.com. That's catalystmotivationpodcast@gmail.com. Join the Catalyst community today and be part of something truly transformative. Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 140, Healing the Parent Wound. So what is the parent wound? Well, the parent wound is the emotional imprint left behind when the love we needed didn't match the love we received. Sometimes it was neglect. Sometimes it was pressure. Sometimes it was silence. Sometimes it was a well-intentioned love that missed the mark. The parent wound isn't about villainizing anyone. It's about naming the places where your heart learned to shrink. Let's bring this to life. Okay? So, I once worked with someone who apologized consistently, and just, it was crazy. Like, it's sorry to bother you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for asking. Sorry, I need help. Even when they've done nothing wrong. So one day I just asked, who made you feel like your needs were an inconvenience? They got quiet. Their eyes softened. And then they whispered, my parents never had time for me, so I just learned how not to take up space. That right there is a parent wound. Not dramatic, not loud, just quietly shaping behavior for decades. That sound familiar? Sound like you? Let me give you another one. So, you know that person who hits every goal but still feels behind, still feels not quite good enough? Well, I met someone like that who told me, my parents praised achievement, not effort. Love felt earned, not given. That kind of childhood creates adults who work hard but rest poorly. Because if love had conditions then, your worth has conditions now. Here's another one that might hit home. It's the person who can't say, I love you first. Know somebody like that? Is it you? So I had this person come up to me and we're having a conversation. They told me, I never initiate affection. Not because I don't feel it, but because growing up, affection wasn't safe. It was unpredictable. It came and it went. So as an adult, what they did is they learned to just wait because it was safer to wait. That's a parent wound. It teaches you to protect yourself from love, even when you desperately want it. Modern thought leader Dr. Thelma Bryant says, the wound is not your fault, but the healing is your responsibility. Let's break that down. You didn't choose how you were parented. You had no say in that. But you didn't choose the tone. You didn't choose the distance. You didn't choose the chaos, the expectations, or the silence. But what you can choose is how much of it you carry into your adulthood. Healing the parent wound isn't about rewriting the past. It's about refusing to relive it. Here's what the research shows. A study from the University of Minnesota's Strange Situation Research shows that your early relationships with caregivers become your template for connection. Being avoidant, being anxious, being unsure. being overly independent. These patterns didn't begin in adulthood. The brain stores emotional patterns, not logic. The amygdala reacts based on old emotional memories, even if your adult self knows better. Isn't that incredible? That's why you can be 35 years old and still feel 7 when somebody raises their voice. This is what psychologist Dan Siegel calls name it to tame it. When you identify the wound, your nervous system calms. Your reactions soften. And you step into adulthood instead of childhood patterns. Here's one way to look at it. Think of your parent wound like that outdated app on your phone. It runs in the background, it drains your battery, freezes at random, and half the settings don't even make any sense anymore. But once you update it, everything runs smoother. And today, we're here for the update. So, how do you heal? How do you heal? Healing the parent wound isn't about confronting anyone. It's about comforting the part of you that still carries that emotional bruise. Okay? Let's walk through it. All right? And here's how we'll do it. I'm going to give you an actionable exercise called the 3-step parent wound healing exercise. You ready? So after you finish the podcast, right? Find yourself 2 minutes, a quiet moment with just 2 minutes. This can shift everything, okay? The first thing we're going to do is identify the pattern. I want you to ask yourself, what behavior of mine feels older than I am? For example, shutting down when criticized, fearing conflict, needing constant reassurance, avoiding closeness, overgiving, apologizing too much, overachieving, not trusting good things. That pattern points to the wound. So next, what we're going to do is you're going to speak to the younger you who learned it. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and imagine that the younger version of you, that little child inside of you, the one who learned to hide, perform, protect, shrink, say one sentence that you needed back then. Here's a few examples. You don't have to earn love. You did nothing wrong. Your needs matter. It's safe to rest. You are allowed to take up space. You deserve better. I've got you now. Healing begins with reparenting, not reblaming. Next, we're going to choose one new behavior today. Not big, not overwhelming, just one micro act of repair. Some examples. Tell someone how you feel. Say no without over-explaining. That's a tough one for me. How about you? Accept a compliment. Rest without guilt. Ask for help. Another big one for me. How about you? Speak kindly to yourself. Oof. I've beaten myself up for years. How about you? And how about this? Take a break before reacting. Take a break before reacting, because every small act of repair reparents the parts of you that were left without what they needed. Folks, healing the parent wound doesn't mean you're rewriting your childhood. It's not what we're saying here. It means refusing to let it script your adulthood. Listen to me. You deserve relationships that feel safe. You deserve boundaries that feel respected. You deserve a voice that feels heard. You deserve love. You deserve love that feels consistent. Most importantly, you deserve to become the parent your younger self always needed. Steady, patient, gentle, and present. Because the moment you choose to heal the parent wound, you don't just change the story. You change your future. Well, that's it for today. And if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who can use a little encouragement. And make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And you can gain daily inspiration through Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And if you haven't already, please, please, please go grab my first book, The Ways of Compromise. It's available now. Please make sure you add that one to your list, okay? Folks, I want to thank you so much for joining us for episode 141. We'll see you next time for episode 142. Go be great.